Long ago, in Ikare town, wise elders spoke of a prophecy. They said a special child would be born, a child who would walk with God and bring hope to many. This child would do great wonders and spread light across the land. When I know the mother of Moses Orimolade was pregnant, strange things began to happen. She felt as though her child was already helping her, whispering words of comfort and even guiding her during her chores. It was as if the baby had a voice of his own. One night, I not dreamed of a bright light filling her room. In the light, a figure appeared and spoke to her, saying, "This child will bring hope and faith to many people. Guide him well." I now woke up, amazed and a little afraid. When the day came for Orimolade to be born, the village gathered outside the family hut. They were excited and curious, and when he was born, he did something no one expected. He stood up and took his first step. Orimolade's father, Tunolashi, was a respected native doctor. When he saw his newborn son walking, he was both amazed and afraid. He feared the power his son might have, so he tapped his son's leg, making him weak and unable to walk. Orimolade grew up different from other children. Though he was crippled, he was filled with energy and always seemed to move faster than anyone else. His friend often wondered how he, a child who was crippled, could walk so fast. One night, Orimolade heard a voice calling him to the river. He leaned to the stream when he received a message from above. "Wash your leg," the voice said. And when he did, he felt strength returning to his leg, although he would always walk with a limp. As a young boy, Orimolade loved to sing. One night, he sang alone in a church, and his voice sounded like a full choir. The minister, thinking a choir was practicing, opened the door only to find Orimolade singing all by himself. Orimolade's ministry began early. Even at the age of 5, he spoke with wisdom beyond his years. He would tell stories of faith and hope, and the villagers began to gather around to listen to the young boy. Once, Orimolade needed to cross a river to preach in another village, but there was no boat in sight. He told his followers to close their eyes and pray. When they opened their eyes, they saw Orimolade on the other side of the river. They were amazed at the miracle. Word spread about Orimolade's miracles and teaching, and people from nearby village came to listen to him. He taught them to pray and believe in God, becoming known as Baba Aladura, the praying father. Whenever people visited Orimolade, his mother would prepare food, but sometimes she would find that the food was already cooked and ready. It was as if God himself had prepared the meal for their guests. People brought the sick and needy to Orimolade, and he prayed for them. Many found healing through his prayers, and the villagers grew to trust his power and his faith. Even though Orimolade walked with a limp, he could move faster than others. His friend would try to keep up, but they couldn't. No one understood how he did it, but they knew it was part of his mystery. Orimolade could even preach to people far away without leaving his room. People from other lands would feel his word as if he were speaking to them directly, even though he was miles away. As Orimolade's follower grew, he founded a church called Cherubim and Seraphim. He taught his followers the importance of prayer, kindness, and faith, bringing them together under a shared purpose. Orimolade passed away after a life of miracles and faith. His followers were filled with sorrow, but they remembered his teachings and his miracles, vowing to continue his work. 40 years after his death, people opened Orimolade's grave and found that his body hadn't decayed. Wow! Many saw this as a final sign that he had been blessed by God. Sadly, after Orimolade's passing, the church he had founded began to split. Some people forgot his teachings and the unity he had created started to fade. But others held on to his memory and teachings, trying to keep his light alive. And so the journey begins. Though the path ahead is unknown and filled with shadows, the legacy of Babaladura Orimolade shines like a guiding light within them. These brave souls are ready to carry his mission forward, but trials await. Forces that seek to pull them away from truth and faith will test their spirit. Now, will they stand strong and bring light into the darkness? Will they remember the teachings of Orimolade when they face the storm ahead? Only time will tell. Join us for the next episode as the legacy of Orimolade continues and new stories unfold.